here today on Goat Talk. We finna interview the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Hey, tell the people who you with real quick. What they can
My
find
name
you at on
is
social
Marquita
media.
Latrice. I'm Marquita Latrice on pretty much everything. Red Stallion X, REDSTALLION.X. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Marquita Latrice, MARQUITALATRESE. What else you told me?
That's what I
So to
said.
introduce myself.
That's what I said.
I was gonna tell them what I do for a living.
Listen, why you consider yourself the GOAT?
Because I'm the greatest at everything that I do. Whatever I put my mind to, whatever I'm involved in, I study, I educate myself, I learn the ins and outs, I take passion in what I do. So that what makes me a step above most at the different fields that I expertise strategize in, and that's what I call myself the GOAT. I didn't call myself the GOAT, the people call me the GOAT.
Okay. I like that. I said that sounds like you deserve the GOAT trophy. And you do got the GOAT on your neck, man. Virgo. So the Virgo stand for what?
The greatest Virgo of all times. I'm a Virgo. So Virgo. I'm like the best Virgo in my eyes.
For sure. So on this podcast, we want to talk about the grind. I want you to tell the people, because you are an entrepreneur, right? You consider yourself an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Do you consider yourself successful?
Yes.
Do you consider yourself a person that came from poverty or the low end?
Definitely.
So, hold up real quick. Step up. You got the car keys? It's open, go ahead. Sorry about this, y'all. We still in the ghetto. But anyways, back to what I was talking about, man. So yeah, you consider yourself, you come from poverty, the low end. You wasn't born with all the finer things and stuff like that, right?
I'm not gonna lie and make it seem like I was like at the bottom of the barrel. Okay. We didn't grow up with coming in the house and not having lights or water or food to eat or beds to sleep on or sheets to the window. So we wasn't a level 1 poor. You know what I mean? It's levels to stuff, you know.
It is.
So we wasn't level 1 poor.
Middle class?
We was more like the middle class of the poor. So I mean my mom bought us name brand shoes and clothes and stuff like that. So I mean I wore Bongo and Nike and all of the different stuff. I had a couple Jordans and stuff. So I wasn't the low class level 1 poor, but overall, like compared to a lot of things that was going on around me, I consider myself poor. You know, everybody feels like they're poor compared to somebody else. So
we're gonna reiterate. So from what she just said, she's not from the low end. She's rather middle class, and so life was life great.
I mean, looking at it, it depends on what you want to compare.
Well, as a child, how much states have you seen as a kid?
Just as a kid. 2 maybe, Florida and Georgia.
Okay, how many theme parks have you been to?
I had went to Disney World. I had went to Busch Gardens. We used to go to Busch Gardens every year. Okay. But probably I went to White Waters, ATL. I went to Six Flags, ATL. Okay. So,
life was pretty good. So low end people is people that usually don't starve a couple of days, lights or water be off. Parents depend on food stamps or child support, or like the sheets, like she said, the sheets under all curtains. Mostly wearing hand-me-downs, can't afford, don't go to theme parks and stuff like that. Hood, you know what I'm saying? Outside, like hood. So she's from the middle class. And, there's nothing wrong with that, because even though she's from the middle class, is your life way better than the middle class,
I mean, I'm still, again, there's levels to it. I'm still in the middle class. So I went from the middle class of poverty to the middle class of what the American dream is.
So we got poor.
You got the poverty.
You got poverty.
You got the middle class.
Middle class. You got rich and you got wealthy.
So, I mean, it depends. Again, everything is on different people levels. Somebody higher up might look at people like me as dirt poor. People that's down at the bottom might look at me as rich. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so that's true.
I consider myself middle class because I don't really know exactly statistically wise what they consider being in the upper class or the rich area or whatever the case may be. So, I mean, I make six figures a year, so
you're not in the, so 6 figures is not in the middle class. So, but she's saying she don't really know what other people might think, because I really think it's just a mindset. But me knowing this person for myself, I know she's not in the middle class. Maybe she could feel like the places she go or things she want to do, but no, this 6 figures a year is not the middle class. You guys can comment in the comments and let us know if you feel like if you make 6 figures a year, is that middle class? But anyways.
Okay, well, let me speak from a tax preparer mindset. So when you go in dealing with the IRS, once you reach a 6-figure income, you get taxed differently. Okay. You get into a higher tax bracket, you losing 20-30% of your income, even more.
20-30.
Yeah, so I pay a lot of money in taxes, more than probably what people make in a whole year. So that's the reason why I consider myself in the middle class. So like again, it depends on what you categorizing it and comparing it to. But as far as the American way with the IRS and the tax brackets, once you reach 6 figures, sweetheart, you're gonna feel it. So if you don't got enough 6 figures, it can take you out the game. I'm gonna just say it like that.
So what she's saying is, Uncle Stab gonna get his. He take a little bit too much for a person that grind hard for their money. And when he take his money, he makes she feel like she in the middle class. But this live is about the grind. Y'all got a little bit of insight from where she came from and how she's doing now. She didn't give you too much about how she's doing. But what did it take for you to get where you is right now in life?
Okay, so it's kind of hard for them to interpret that because you kind of skipped a whole bunch of steps. So these people don't know me. You just kind of asked where I came
this
from.
Is the interview.
So that's what I'm saying. So they don't know where I am in life. So it kind of won't make sense for me to explain that to them. But I answer your question. What it took for me to get to where I am now, it took for me to take. Me personally, I've had to take 3 years away from what I would consider reality. If I had to be like serious about it, I didn't have weekends, I didn't have holidays, I didn't go on trips, I didn't basically shop, I didn't do too much of any leisure activities. I basically kind of lived just within my means. I didn't do anything extra other than surviving for 3 years. And because I literally was trying to, it's kind of harder when you're like self-employed and stuff. You have to work a lot harder than most do, because when you first start out, you don't have clientele, you don't have people trusting you, you don't have guaranteed income. You can be up one month and down the next month. You feel me? So like you can't just have a good month and then think that, oh yeah, let me go do this, that, and the third, because next month you might not make no money at all. So it took me about 3 years to actually get to a path to where I can actually have a steady flow and I can say, okay, well, I can get an idea of what I got coming in on a regular basis to be able to know what type of moves I wanted to make. So you don't want to go buy a house or a car with unbalanced income, not knowing what you're going to make next month or whatever the case may be. So it can put you in a hard space. So you got to be consistent as a self-employed person. You have to be consistent for a long time to be able to know what you can and can't do.
So it took you 3 years of sacrificing. So no clubbing.
Never was a clubber.
No trips.
I didn't really take any trips. I took maybe, probably back then, no, I probably didn't take any trips. Back then, I wasn't even flying, to be honest with you.
So within these 3 years, no major trips, No flights. No flights. So we'll say no flights. No lavish expense. No new cars.
I didn't have any cars. My car was so old. Everybody kept asking me when I was getting a new one. I didn't have no nice cars. I didn't own nothing designer. I didn't have anything. I just basically was trying to find my way.
You found your way. So,
I had bad credit.
You had bad credit too? Oh,
yep.
Wow.
I lived in a toy box size house with 4 other people. We couldn't even turn around without stepping on each other's toes. That's just how it was.
That sound like the low end. That sounds like a little struggle.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say it was a struggle because my kids never experienced not having no meals. They never experienced like coming in the house with nothing being off because I made sure that they didn't go through all of that stuff. So it wasn't a struggle like that. We didn't have blind like curtains to our window. It was, but basically what I'm saying is we didn't live above our means either. We lived within, because that same house that I'm talking about, I actually owned it. It just wasn't big.
Okay, when you say above your means, what does that mean? Because I'm sort of confused myself.
Above your means to me is what I teach my kids. I teach them if you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it. So it's a lot of people that's out here spending 3 bands on a purse and don't got 3 bands in the purse. That's what I mean by living above your means. So a lot of people are doing things. They get up enough money to go to Orlando to the Classic, but then when they get there, they ain't got no money to eat or no money to get back home. That's living above your means. So I don't know what works for others, but to me, if I can't buy it twice, I can't afford it.
You can't buy it twice.
And what I mean by buying it twice means being able to lose that money and not miss it or look for it or need it back.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I mean, that's man, y'all pen and paper, write this down, man. It's giving y'all some good information, man. This is like life skills 101 from the GOAT, man. So, it took 3 years for you to be, again, you say living above your means, but as of now, when she say living above your means, mean that the things that she has now, she can afford it 3 times, not miss it. So, you have how many cars? A lot.
6, maybe.
6, maybe. She can't even keep count. How many houses?
Probably 5.
5. So it took it took 3 years to accumulate all this stuff.
Yeah. 3 years ago, I ain't had nothing.
3 years ago, she didn't have nothing. So you're looking at and I'm proud to say she's black. You're looking at a black individual that now she's considered to have $1 million worth of assets, and she's continued to. Wait, are you still grinding?
Of course. Can never get comfortable. I'm never comfortable in any position. Basically, what I do is I set goals for myself, and once I achieve them, I set higher goals, and I just keep knocking out goals because that's what keeps me elevating. It's like a step. You know what I mean? You go up. So when I reach this goal, I set this goal, and then this goal, and then that goal.
So are you a dreamer? Are you still a dreamer? Have you dreamed?
I wouldn't say that I'm a dreamer because, like, to me, I just feel like dreams, like they say, nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream, or however it goes. I just feel like dreams are just dreams. They just thoughts with no action behind them. So that's just my opinion on it. So I wouldn't say that I'm a dreamer because I need action behind it.
So everything that you have is goals. You set those goals. You never dreamed about where you was going to be at in life.
I kind of just set goals and go with the flow. I'm more of a risk taker. Like I'll wake up today and say, I think I want to buy a new Benz, and I'll go do it. I never dreamed about it. I never thought about it before that day. I just kind of wake up and make a decision and make it happen. Like I've never been a procrastinator. I've never been a dreamer. I just do. I'm a doer.
Doer. So you set goals. Being a doer, doesn't sound like maybe much goals. You just do it. So is it more doing than goal setting?
The goal setting is on the business side of things. Like as far as my regular life, no, I don't set goals. I set goals on business. Like for instance, if I make a certain amount this year, my goal might be double that. or a quarter of that more next year or whatever else. So I set goals more on the business side, on obtaining more customers or attaining more revenue or more streams of revenue, should I say. But as far as my personal life, as far as how I live or what I drive or whatever the case may be, I don't set goals or that type of stuff, because at the end of the day, those are not necessities. You know what I mean? They're not, to me, those type of things is just wants that I have. So what you setting goals for on wants? You know what I mean? Like, I can do without those type of things. So that's why I just kind of wake up and do them. If I feel like today is a good day to buy beans, then that's what we do.
So how do you consider your mindset?
My mindset is, it depends on what you mean by that.
From what you just said, it's like, what you think about it for? Just do it. It just seems like you just, whatever. It's just.
My mind basically has been trained over the years to, like, not to say it might be a good thing or a bad thing, but my mind kind of is set to run to its own tune. So I don't really pay attention to what others got going on. I don't pay attention to the universe. I don't pay attention to the trends or whatever. It just kind of like, my mind is its own tunnel vision. It's just like, my mom always told me I need to be in the world by myself, because I live my life as in focusing in my own lane. I don't really see anything else outside of it or whatever else. So I don't really, it's like, my mind is very strong. It's like, it's a dominant mind. It's not easy to persuade or whatever else. I just kind of like following my own path, my own thoughts, and whatever the case may be. I kind of learned how to block and tune life out as a whole. Like, not to say that that's a good thing, but that's just kind of how I am. I'm very sheltered in my own mind. If you want to say, I kind of like a prisoner in my own mind, because it's like anything outside of my mind to me don't exist.
Sounds dangerous. Sorry about the light flicking on and off. My hand is getting heavy, but it's after hours and we're in the office, so they got their timer set very low. So, but yeah, man. Anything else you want to give the people?
Yes, I do. I want to tell the people that we are our own biggest critics. Like, you got to stop blaming people for where you're not at in life or what you haven't accomplished or attained, because y'all have to start taking accountability and see. Like, I went through a phase when I was younger of always saying, my mama caused me to do this, or my daddy's fault, or whatever else. But then I reached a certain age, and it's nobody's fault but my own. It's like you have to want something bad enough to make changes. Nothing make change but change. And we have to get to the point where, like, don't put off to tomorrow what you can do today. Like, that's a big thing with Black people. They are major procrastinators. They sit back and they want to watch what this person got going on. They want to watch this. They want to do this. They scared to take a chance, scared to invest in themselves, scared to take a risk. Then a year or two go by and you still in the same position because you sit too busy watching what is somebody else going to succeed from doing this. Let me see if they actually start eating from this, because if they do, then I want to do that too. Like, you got to find what works for you. You got to find your purpose, why God put you on this earth. And at the end of the day, in order to succeed, you have to fail. Like, you got to know what it feels like to fail to get to success. Like, nobody is going to just wake up and just feel like they're going to be successful or whatever else. You might not fail at this business idea, but you might have felt that this part of the plan or this, something will have to be tweaked within the process or whatever. So you can't be afraid to fail. You just got to believe in yourself, step out on faith, and whatever it is that you want to accomplish and do, you just put your mind to it. Like, even when it ain't going fast enough, you have to believe in yourself, because that one time that you turn around and give up might be the day before your big break. Yeah. So, like, that's just like what it takes. You gotta keep pushing.
Well, man, y'all heard some great information. Tell the people again where they can reach you at, man.
You can reach me on Facebook, Marquita Latrice, Instagram, RedStallion.x, TikTok. I'm everywhere.
Marquita Latrice.
I'm a tax preparer. I'm a credit specialist. I'm a payroll specialist. Anything under the financial umbrella, I pretty much know how to do, or I got some skills in because
Study.
I'm where the money resides, so I have to learn about the money, how it works, and make it work for me. So
man, let's go.
hey y'all.